So I come home and see a package.
Could it be? Could it be the Lust Control Christmas single EP?
Hi, this is the unveiling. Got the package from overseas from Elastic Stage, and so we're going to reveal it right here. Ripped clean. The cardboard opening zipper worked fine. Okay, here we go for a big reveal. Okay, going to be pulling it out from the cardboard. There's several pieces of cardboard in here to keep what's inside clean, and we're going to reveal. Oh, look at that. Chasing Mrs. Claus Round the North Pole. Wow. A single. 4 songs. All right. Got the name on the spine. Chasing Mrs. Claus Round the North Pole. Heaven's Metal Records. Look at that. You know, Heaven's Metal, it's the second release they've done. Lust Control's Tiny Little Dots on vinyl. Had a Heaven's Metal imprint on it. So I'm going to take the shrink wrap off. And I'm shrinking. So John Neeson, who did the MXPX Pokin' At Ya Punk and the Tooth and Nail logo and the 90-pound wuss character, he did tons of stuff. He works with Mikey Bridges, I think, doing TomCon stuff and Tom Festival stuff. So here it is. Here's the shrink wrap in case you wanted a good look at that. I know you did. You know you did. Admit it. You really wanted to take a look at that. Okay, so what we got here is we got vinyl and a 12-page insert. Look at that. There's the vinyl. There's the alternate cover with the green color that we opted against. You know, red and green is Christmas coloring. Lust Control, the band verse, 1 Corinthians 10:13. No temptation has seized you except what is common to man, and God is faithful. Amen. He will not let you be tempted beyond what you can bear, but when you are tempted, he will also provide a way out so that you can stand up under it. And here's the lyrics. Want me to read the lyrics to you? Maybe I'll play them. Play the song for you. And so take a look at the vinyl here, real quick. Ooh, look at that. Got a nice little label on it. Santa Claus chasing his wife. Ooh, and the other one is has got the green, baby, the green Monalishi with a 2-pronged crown. Look at that. The Lust Control John Neeson design 2013 logo. And look at all that empty space because there's only 2 songs per side. And look at that. It's interesting how the labeling didn't work. I used their template, but still the punch out missed it by that much. So there it is. Heaven's Metal Records. Man, did the magazine even know they had a record label? I don't know. So I'm going to slide this back into the fairly substantial sleeve. Put this back in the cover. Oh man, can't wait to play this. I'll play that on the video too. And look at this, a 12-page, not a simple little liner note, all in color. It's got the discography of Lust Control on here. This is a Condemnation, came out in 88, Dancing Naked in 89. We had a track on the Headbangers, I'm sorry, not the Headbangers Ball, the Heavy Righteous Metal Chapter 2 had a song on there. And they actually, it's funny, as a person that we sent the masters to didn't know when one song ended and one song began. So we actually have 2 tracks on here, but only the listing is only on here once. And I believe that was Madeline Murray O'Hara on Judgment Day. We were on the Big Rage compilation. Mad at the Girls was on this. Only came out on cassette. Never saw it on CD or vinyl. Fun Feelin' on Blonde Vinyl Records. All the tracks from Condemnation and Dancing Naked that were not going to be re-recorded for We Are Not Ashamed were put on this. So this has Dancing Naked, What About Your Wife. It doesn't have the Big M or Planned Parenthood on it because we were going to record those in a 24-track studio at Rivendell, where Wayne Watson and Petra and Galactic Cowboys all record their albums. And so Blonde Vinyl put out a teaser with a bunch of the songs from their artists. And so Swimsuit Edition Wallpaper is on this, which only came out on cassette and CD. We're Not Ashamed came out on cassette and CD. Hopefully that'll be re-released on vinyl, like Condemnation and Dancing Naked. Maybe Fun Feeling. Feminazi came out on cassette and CD only. The Worst of Lust Control, which came out on M8 Records. An interesting and very embarrassing thing on this is one of the bonus tracks is the entire recording of This Is a Condemnation on mono, only in like the left or the right channel. Wasn't noticed until like, I think a year after it came out, which was super lame. So We Are Not Ashamed getting it right the second time. Re-release on Retroactive Records. Had there's 17 songs on this, and this has 35 tracks, so there's 18 bonus tracks. And Tiny Little Dots, our album we recorded in 2013, came out on CD and vinyl only, and this is the alternate version of that. It's one of the a guy named Dale, who is a DJ and family man and super cool brother in Alaska, supported our Kickstarter campaign, but when we released our album cover with a girl in a bikini, you can't tell that she's not naked because it was a strapless bikini and the Lust Control logo goes over it, kind of implying that she's naked, but she wasn't. Anyway, and this photograph was turned into tiny little dots, which was the illusion of photography, is that it's just a bunch of little dots. It's not real. And so that's kind of the concept behind the title track and the album, Tiny Little Dots. So anyway, Dale Hoffman said, I'm going to pull my Kickstarter support unless you do an alternate cover. So we designed an alternate cover just for him. And you might see, maybe that's Striper's To Hell with the Devil alternate cover that they had to do because of the pentagram wearing heavy metal guy was being thrown into the pit by angels was too controversial for Christian bookstores. So they demanded a alternate cover, and they got a black one that had Striper's triangular logo, and To Hell with the Devil with little spikes, kind of tails with a, what do you call a little thing at the end of like a stingray? Anyway, duct tape over here that says Lust Control, Tiny Little Dots. So finally on to page 2 and 3. Oh, look at that, Olin Mills portrait, 1988 photo shoot, live at Cornerstone 89 photo shoot. What a great booklet, man. This is so cool to have. 1989 photo shoot also, and this includes Ezekiel Vade of Strikin' and Uncle Sammy and Jeremy Nunez. 3 people in one person, like a Trinitarian man here. He passed away last year, and great brother. I was the best man at his wedding, and that's Stanley and Gene, and this is Carl Richter, a good friend of mine from church. We all put on ski masks for a photo shoot because we needed a cool photo shoot. Kurt Crippens took the photo. And love the way he burned like the frame of the negative when he did prints for me. It was really cool. And so Caesar Kalinowski and Gavin Morkel were running Pure Metal Records before it sold to Star Song. And they offered a contract to Lust Control. So here I was at a press conference, and I acted like I was playing racquetball in the hallway. And all of a sudden I opened the door and threw the racquetball in there like it was a bad hit, and I missed it. Ran into the room and kind of acted shocked like I was all of a sudden in a room full of people, and talked to him about Lust Control signing to Pure Metal Records, which we did not sign that contract, didn't proceed with that, so that was a fun moment. And there is Dwayne the Bathtub at Cornerstone 89 playing a Rickenbacker bass. Here we are in 2013, great photo by Chad Fenner, who does amazing photography. I love the contrast work he does in Photoshop. And there is Butch playing bass by Chad Fenner, and there's Gene wearing a watch. One time when we played Cornerstone 2011 with Sexually Frustrated, we shared a set with them, and some kid approached one of us and said, yeah, you guys are pretty cool, but you're like old guys who wear watches. And so that's kind of a funny joke that a watch showed up in this photograph. Oh, look at this, we got a damaged booklet here. The page with Gene on it has kind of been folded over, and it's got some of the trim on it that was trimmed off. So this was an error, and the only error I've seen so far in production. There is Bradford with Butch behind him, jamming in 2013 by Chad Fenner. And there's Bob the drummer, another great photo. And I don't know why this photo didn't bleed. I designed this to bleed off the page. I don't know if they were trying to mimic that and they moved it up on me or what. Another mistake. And here's some potential album covers when we were doing our last album, which has not come out yet. It may not proceed, may not happen. I did each one of us as a monkey with a ski mask on. So there it is so far. The proof is in the playing. We're gonna play this sucker. Isn't this a great little booklet? I love it. And there's the discography of Lust Control. So far, so good, so what? When I say trim, I'm not referring to the profane word that Eddie Murphy used in 48 Hours. Shame on you. No, I don't like to say shame on you. But what a bad boy you were, Eddie Murray. Saying trim. When I refer to trim, I'm referring to cutting off the excess, because I don't want to be seeing this every time I pull out the album and try to play it, even the first time. So, trimmed it with my HM Magazine scissors. Dollar Tree, $1.25. Okay, they say that Dollar General is like generally $1 because most of their stuff is more than $1, and but the Dollar Tree raised their prices to $1.25, and some of their items are like $3 and $5. So now on to the vinyl playing. Hopefully you Sanctuary International Matrix folks are not freaking out over how this is so much about my band Lust Control and not about some spiritual lesson learned from somewhere. Speaking of Christian heavy metal, Human Code. This vinyl looks like it's got some color in it. This is a fantastic album. I think this is the best album of 2024, and that's saying a lot because there were some good albums that came out that year. So I'm going to turn my stereo on. It's on auxiliary, which is what I have my phono hooked up to. So this is so cool. This is so cool. It's so cool. Okay. Just because I'm old don't mean I don't get frisky. When I see her, I go wild. Mrs. Claus bats those baby browns and chases away all my frowns. After a day of wrapping presents and checking all my list, it's time to chase Mrs. Claus around the North Pole. And when I catch her, I'm gonna plant one right on her ruby reds. That's lips for you and me. Look at this little indentation here so you know where to get the vinyl out. And we're looking at side A, not side B. Da-da-da. And we're gonna put this on. Hopefully we'll be able to see it spinning round and round. Okay, there's that. Power on. Look at that beautiful thing. Hopefully there's no dust on this from being, I got a dust cover on it. And so this turntable works where you put it on and then you press play with this thing. Here we go, here we go. I can't play it too loud because I have a teenager sleeping. Uh-oh, where's the music, man? We're gonna try that again. There it is. We're gonna pick it up here, start it again. Go. It's a Christmas song. You can pull this out every year. Every year. Now we have an alternate version of Finger. We're here to make it now. Do you recognize that riff? Heaven's Metal Vodcast, that's the soundtrack. This is kind of like I Do What I Do by the Galactic Cowboys and Into the Pit by the Crucifighters. Ba-dum, 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 ba-dum. Oh, that's just inappropriate. I can't believe that. Okay, that's it. So watch the commercial. See one final word. A lot of this review is for you guys and musicians. This is like a review of Elastic Stage. This was a reveal where I opened it out of the package, just arrived in the mail today, got to see it and hear it, and very pleased with the results. So $39 was the price I paid for this. This was a single. They do EPs and full-length vinyl. I think they'll even do like, you know, gatefold vinyl and stuff. Anyway, so if you're a musician and you've longed to hold one of your songs in your hand on a 12-inch by 12-inch piece of vinyl, can you relate to that? I can. And so anyway, I think it's a worthwhile thing. And what happens is not only do you get a copy of your song or your album on vinyl, maybe for the first time, you didn't do a Kickstarter, you didn't have a label take a chance on you and press vinyl, which price is going down and down, but it's generally about $1,500 to do like 100 pieces of vinyl. When Lust Control did Tiny Little Dots, it was about $2,000 for 200 pieces of vinyl. I think they're going to do 250 copies of This Is a Condemnation, which is coming out on Steady Manic Records next month or the month after that, I believe. I believe it's in manufacturing right now. But anyway, just wanted to give a shout out to that company, Elastic Stage. So if you've got an album, you can go to elasticstage.com, check it out. You've got to fill in the metadata for each song, like the publishing and songwriter stuff. Supply them artwork. They have templates so you can do it. And you can have your album on vinyl. So this is kind of cool. Oh yeah, one other thing I was going to explain is once they do this, they give you a store where people can order it online. So you can get this album. I think the list price is $39.95. And what happens is it's like print on demand. This is vinyl on demand. When they get an order from Billings, Montana, or Phoenix, Arizona, or Tokyo, Japan, all right, Tokyo, they will manufacture one copy. They've got the lacquers stored somewhere, I guess, and they'll crank out a copy for you, and they'll ship it right to your customer. Kind of like with print on demand, like Ingram Spark and Lulu.com. You publish a book, you upload it PDF with a cover and everything. It goes in their system, and all the retailers have a catalog system on computer. So somebody at Barnes & Noble in Cleveland, Ohio can go in and say, hey, do you have the book Desert High and Rockstars on God and Bobby Baby Bear by Doug Van Pelt? They can look it up and say, yeah, we can get you all 3 of those books. Looks like you'll get it in 10 days, Mr. Jones. And they'll take your money and they'll send the order to Ingram Spark or Lulu, and that person will print one copy and they'll ship it to that Barnes & Noble in Cleveland, and they'll call Mr. Jones up and say, Mr. Jones, your books are here. And so that's how print on demand works, and this vinyl on demand is like the same way, but it's vinyl. So I would recommend this company, Elastic Stage, elasticstage.com. So there's my reveal. A couple things on the layout that looked funky to me, and that piece of trim I had to trim off, but I am ecstatic and happy with this. Really looking forward to cranking this up at max volume at some point, so I can hear that and hear those. There's a couple different mixes of Finger. Butch, our bass player, paid for Rocky Gray of Living Sacrifice fame to do a remix of Finger because he liked the drum sounds on the original mix, but wanted the way it was mixed didn't sit well with him. So he actually paid for a remix of the song, got one. And so there's like 2 or 3 versions we have, and there's 2 on this. And Make Money and Die, which was our single off of Tiny Little Dots, is on here as well. Anyway, I've talked way too long. This is way too long of a video. If you went to sleep, wake up, come on, wake up now.
Rockstars on God, caught in the fire, searching for me.